Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is August 7th. That's a good number. 777, baby. 2024. Chilling with Lammy Chillmeister, my co-host. Today's episode might be a little bit all over the place. But it might not. We'll see. I had a comment recently on an older episode. This is back, I feel like I've gotten better at making episodes. I feel like episodes are better in general. I mean, that's just any form of craft. You get better as years go on. So if you're going to listen to my older episodes, I was pretty rusty, man. It can take years to master something. I still, to this day, would not say I have mastered podcasting. But the guy's comment was, you need to keep each episode one subject at a time. For the most part, that's what I usually aim to do. I always try to hit the 30-minute mark so it's a complete podcast, because in my opinion, anything under 30 minutes is not a podcast to me. It drives me nuts when I see these podcasters and their podcast is like, episode is like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I'm like, that's not a podcast. Like, oh, we're putting out a mini-sode, and it's like, I don't know. Like, it's annoying because I work a job like as a night shift stalker, and I can't sit there and keep pulling my phone out. Time is precious to me, and I can't sit there and keep pulling my phone out to go to the next episode or switch podcast because your episodes are 10 minutes long. Podcasting is talk radio. Talk radio goes on for 30 minutes, an hour, But I do try to keep it one subject. Sometimes it's a little all over the place. And I tell you that, hey, this episode might be all over the place, But I just wanted to respond to that comment. I do my best, I do aim to keep each episode on one subject. But sometimes there's a lot of news coming out. So I have news, days like, anyways, as far as an update in my personal life, I got a Game Boy Advanced, Game Boy Advanced SP. It's a pretty color. I got Grand Theft Auto 1 for Game Boy Color on it, and I'm obviously not gonna, oh man, did it die? No, there it goes. I'll play you a little bit of the music and show you. It's so fucking weird to play Grand Theft Auto on a fucking Game Boy Advance. You get a character select, you can go through there's 8 characters you can go through. You're in Liberty City. It is so fucking weird. It's neat though. Look how tiny you are. It's above camera. So yeah, I'm excited to play this on break and stuff. I'm stoked. But that's it as far as a personal update. I'm just excited about my new present. I had seen it at the mall. It was like $40 for Grand Theft Auto 1 for Game Boy Color. And we have 2 Game Boy Advanced SPs in storage. Sadly, I had to buy another one, so it was like $80 because we couldn't find ours. But I wanted this game so bad. And I told Sammy, I said, if that game's still there around November, can you get it for me for my birthday? And she bought it early for me because she's a sweetheart. And by the way, she's getting a new promotion. She's going to be a store manager closer to the house, so she doesn't have to drive an hour anymore. She'll be making like $25 an hour, which is fucking awesome. She's basically the breadwinner now. She passed me up earlier last year. I only make $15.25. But yeah, so life is, knock on wood, life is good. Hey, that rhymes. Today, though, we're going to be covering, I know it's a little late, but I kind of wanted to see if more would come out about it. Dude, I never run out of shit to talk about, I feel like, knock on wood, because I get podcast ideas like crazy. Like, I probably have like 20 different podcast episode ideas banked in my brain. So it's hard to go, well, this is most important, this is most important. But today we're covering the Olympics. And I've been watching a lot of conspiracy videos and conspiracy community videos on the Olympics, kind of watching footage of what was going on and stuff, which, by the way, it's held in France. Whoever's in charge of the French Olympics, would it be their government? I don't know. Whoever's in charge, after such an uproar of their opening ceremony and just the weird ceremonies they've been doing, and I think that is the perfect word to call it, ceremonies. They have pretty much like removed all the footage. So whatever's out there is like the truth community or conspiracy community, which I prefer to call it, you know, reporting on it and showing the footage while it was up. So it's still out there. You just got to go through conspiracy channels to check it out. Now there's a large percentage of Christianity in the conspiracy community, which that doesn't bother me. I follow Christian channels like Call for an Uprising. I think he's called Wake Up Call now because he's on YouTube. His channels keep getting deleted, and I don't think he self-censors. I don't know why he just doesn't get on Rumble or something. Like, Rumble, you can make money on Rumble too, buddy. Like, get the fuck off YouTube. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I get tired of people seeing like, oh, Call for an Uprising, you've been gone. I couldn't find you, and it's there's no truth channels anymore on YouTube, and I don't know where to go or who to watch. Everyone's gone. Get off of YouTube. I cannot say this anymore, dude. Get off of fucking YouTube. Go to Rumble, Spotify, BitChute, BitTube. There's plenty of websites out there to get the truth, get conspiracy shit. YouTube is dead. YouTube's dead to me. But so mostly all you're finding is Christian conspiracy channels. And I hate to say this, but Christians think that everything is pure evil. Now, I'm kind of 50-50 on these ceremonies because I am an occultist, and I'm kind of 50-50 on these Olympics in general because I'm a classic liberal. So we're going to get into my perspective as an occultist and someone who practices ceremonial magic, and a classic liberal political perspective, but also a conspiracy theorist. So, I am one of the very few unicorns in this community. I think that's why my channel doesn't do super well, because when people find my channel and they find out that I'm an occultist and I practice witchcraft and I'm a classic liberal, they immediately are like, oh, fuck this guy. You know, I only listen to Christians and Republicans, you know, like, okay, bye, Felicia. So let's talk about one of the ceremonies. There was basically a hooded figure on a white horse carrying a flag. And they are heading towards a golden bull head that's hanging on a wall. This one's actually kind of creepy, and I agree with the Christians on this one. I do think that bull represents Baal worship, or it could be the bull of Mithras, the one that he's wrestling and stuff. Because there's an underlying theme of Jesus, Mithras, and Bacchus / Dionysius, which I've noticed with these ceremonies. So it could be a Mithras connection. And to me, I'm an astrotheologist, but I do believe also that there was a historical Jesus Christ. If you want a basic explanation of astrotheology, this is my advice to you. If you're like, what's astrotheology? Check it out. Go listen to some old Jordan Maxwell speeches, lectures, and stuff. He gets into astrotheology. Go check out a film. Most people have Netflix, and it used to be on Netflix. It should still be on there. Go check out a film called Zeitgeist. And I know there's going to be people like, oh, don't you know half of Zeitgeist was debunked? Okay, whatever. But it's still a good introduction into astrotheology, in my opinion. If you know nothing about it, it's a good introduction. So I believe in a historical Jesus. Whether his name is Yeshua ben Joseph, that's what I've heard. Isha, Joshua. That's all semantics. I believe in a historical Christ. But I also believe that Jesus practiced many mystery schools, and I think in those missing years of Jesus Christ that he was learning all these different mystery schools and different religious practices. Like, there's talk of him in Japan, learning Buddhism and stuff. There's talk of him in, I think it was Tibet or something, learning Hinduism. There's talk of him going to Egypt and learning the mystery schools of Egypt. I think Jesus Christ was an occultist. Now, an occultist, to sum it up very quickly and basically, you study as many religions, mystery schools, secret societies, paranormal, spirituality. You study as much as you can and what interests you, and whatever interests you and feels in your heart something that you could get yourself into that feels right to you, you apply it to your own spirituality. That's why I love being an occultist, because as an occultist, I have free range of whatever I want to be into. If I want to be into exorcising demons, I can do that. If I want to get into Reiki, I can do that. If I want to get into meditation, I can do that. If I want to get into witchcraft, I can do that. If I want to pray, I can pray. If I want to sun gaze, I can sun gaze. I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's awesome. It's free. It's the greatest religion I've ever come across. Now, a lot of people are putting the Christian connection that this rider on the white horse represents death, represents one of the four horsemen. It could. I'm kind of 50-50 on that, though, because in Revelations, I could be wrong. I've read the Bible 6 times cover to cover, so I've got it memorized pretty well. But I believe Death, one of the four horsemen, I believe he has a bow and arrow. And I feel like if they were trying to make that represent Death in one of the four horsemen, they would have been carrying a bow and arrow. But I do have to say, though, from an occultist point of view, you could argue that the tarot Death card, which is one of the four horsemen, I believe it's a skeleton on a pale horse, because with tarot, it's an occult deck. It's occultism at its purest form. You find elements of Torah, you find elements of Christianity, you find elements of numerology, you find elements of Kabbalah, you find elements of ancient Egyptian, you find elements of Native American, you find elements of spiritualism. All of these elements are in tarot. Astrology, and where this pale rider is holding a flag, it's folded up. In the tarot card, it has more of like a war banner. It could be representing Death, one of the four horsemen. But it is odd that they're bringing it to a golden bull's head hanging on a wall. Interesting stuff. Now, there's a lot of people freaking out about a Bacchus ceremony of some blue Bacchus character, and they did say that it is Dionysius, it is Bacchus. And this is where it ties in with Jesus too. That he did like some weird song and was dancing around. I watched the video a couple times. I mostly see still frames. Now, the occult significance of blue, I do not know off the top of my head, because every color does have occult significance and meanings. I'm going to have to look that up and get back with you all. If you know in the comment section, or you choose to Google it, let me know in the comments. Interact with me. It helps the algorithm. Now, this is where I'm going to piss off Christians. I am a believer in astrotheology. I believe in the physical, actual Jesus. I do believe that Jesus is an amalgamation of many other people. But I also believe that he was an ascended master. And I have the belief that these ascended masters, when they travel all over the world, go by different names in each location, like aliases. So I believe that Jesus is Bacchus. And this ties in with astrotheology. Basically, Jesus is the sun. If you are practicing Christianity, you are essentially doing sun worship. I hate to break it to you. No, I don't hate to break it to you, but I'm sorry. You can get pissed. I don't care. Agree to disagree. If you want to comment and debate me in the comments, that's fine too. Just be respectful and be cool, and I'll be respectful and be cool. If you're disrespectful and an a-hole, I'll just delete your comment. And if you keep it up, I'll just block you. I don't care. The older I've gotten, I just don't deal with negative people. I have nothing to convert you to. I had a buddy who was a Christian debating me one time. We debated each other for like an hour. And he's like, "What are you trying to convert me to?" I said, "Nothing." "Well, that's sad. Why? What makes you think debating means that I'm trying to convert you to something?" I said, "I want you to be happy, and I want you to be a better person. And if Christianity makes you a better person and it makes you truly happy, then I want you to be Christian. If Satanism makes you a better person and truly happy, I want you to be a Satanist. I want you to be spiritually sound and a better and happier person. Whatever gets you through the day, that's what I want for you." But Bacchus, Dionysius is Jesus Christ. You know, falls into the born on the December 25th, sun worship, died and rose again, walked on water, had 12 disciples. It's all the same shit, man. It's all, Jesus is based off of older pagan astrotheology. It is what it is. Sorry. So when I see Bacchus dancing around at the Last Supper table, I go, oh, that's the elites trying to tell the Christians, hey, you worship Bacchus Dionysius. And not only are they like, they have all the same stories and shit of like what I just said, of like born on December 25th, 12 disciples, did miracles, walked on water. You actually see, in my opinion, fragments of Bacchus Dionysius worship within the New Testament, of Jesus turning water to wine. The Last Supper of drink this wine, it is my blood. Eat this bread, it is my body. Jesus was a wino. And I think him traveling the world to so many different locations, he got into learning the mystery schools of Greece and of Bacchus and Dionysius and wine, you know. And he's like, I like this. I think I'm going to take this on as my persona a little bit. Kind of like, what was it? Jim Morrison said he was Dionysius, you know, the new Dionysius. So I think that there is a hint of Dionysius, you know, definitely. So that doesn't really piss me off. Like, sorry, it pisses the Christians off that Dionysius was hanging out at the Last Supper table, but Dionysius is Jesus. Bacchus is Jesus. Sorry. But, I'll play devil's advocate. But I do understand that it would piss Christians off. Now, I do believe that the fat woman in the center of the table, where Jesus would sit, and I don't care, I'm not fat phobic, but I'm just calling it as it is. She was fat. I do believe that is a mockery of Christ, so I believe that you definitely have a reason to get mad over that. I've always said this. I've always had a theory. First of all, I believe that Antichrist is not an actual physical person. I think it's a spirit of Antichrist. So when I hear people go, oh, Obama's the Antichrist. Oh, Bill Gates is the Antichrist. Oh, Dr. Fauci is the Antichrist. Oh, Donald Trump is the Antichrist. I do believe that they're all on the same team. Sorry, Q-tards. I'm starting to think Trump is like one of them. But I think it's a spirit of Antichrist. So I don't think you're wrong when you're saying this specific person is the Antichrist, but I think they're all the Antichrist. I think it's a spirit, a group of elites are the Antichrist. But if I were to say that there would be a physical Antichrist, I had a movie idea. I wish I could win the lotto so I could start a film studio and make my own movies. Because first of all, I want to make a 3D Revelation movie. How badass would that be to go to the theaters and watch Revelation in a movie form in 3D or IMAX, you know? That would be so fucking badass. But I had this concept. I never wrote a script or anything, but I had a concept of, why is the Antichrist always a man? If you watch like Left Behind, or you read the books Left Behind, or any of those like cheesy Christian apocalypse movies that my dad used to watch and I grew up watching. Why is the Antichrist always a dude? If he is the exact opposite of Jesus, and as an occultist, I know that the elites are inverting everything of Christianity. It's an inversion of Christianity. Why wouldn't it be a female? If it's the complete opposite of Jesus, Jesus was a tan Middle Eastern male, in my opinion. Here we go. I'm going to piss off all the black conspiracy theorists that he was black. No, he was born in Israel. He would have most likely been tan and Middle Eastern. He wasn't white. That was based off of a Pope's son who was a model for Jesus in all the old paintings and shit. And guess who ran the world at that time? White people. So, of course, we made Jesus white. Sorry. What did George Carlin say? When you see those blue eyes and that pale white skin coming over the hill, you better run. They're gonna conquer the world. I miss George Carlin. He would have been perfect during this time period. Jeez. Oh yeah. But yeah, why wouldn't it be a female? So to me, that definitely is a mockery of Jesus. It's a complete inversion, so it completely makes sense. A fat white lady at the seat of Jesus' throne at the Last Supper. Definitely a mockery. Get pissed about that. I agree with that. Now, France has basically made like an apology about this. Like, oh, we're sorry. We didn't realize it would piss people off. Gaslighting. I never knew what that word meant until I started going to therapy. I never knew what gaslighting meant. Give me just a second. I'm going to move my car. So if you're dumb like me, I didn't know what the actual definition of gaslighting meant until I started going to therapy, and I was like, they kept bringing up gaslighting and BIP. I took BIP because I used to be a horrible alcoholic and an abusive person. I've already admitted that on this channel. I used to be a dog shit person. And then I got help and took classes and therapy and years of re-educating and retraining my brain not to be horrible. Gaslighting basically is like, you know reality in your head, and to me, if I was gaslighting you, I'd be like, I would slap you in the face and then you would go, hey, why did you slap me in the face? I'm calling the cops. And I would go, I didn't slap you in the face. You're crazy. It's all in your head. Stop making stuff up. Yeah, but there's a red mark right here. I just felt it. It still hurts. My eye's turning black. Your eye's not turning black. You only did makeup for half of your face, remember? You put on eyeshadow on only that side. That's not red. You put blush on that side. Why'd you only do half your makeup today? You're crazy. France is gaslighting us. We didn't mock Jesus. We didn't mock the Last Supper. You're crazy. That's insane. That's bullshit. And the elites all do this. They all gaslight. It is sad. It makes me very sad. But I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Let me know what you think about the occultism in the Olympics this year and the occultism ceremonies of the Olympics this year. Let me know in the comments. I need you guys to talk to me in the comments. It helps the algorithm. Plus, I like hearing what you think. Do you think that was death from the tarot? Do you think that was one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? Do you think that Bacchus, do you believe in astrotheology, that Bacchus and Dionysius are Jesus? You know, what is your opinion here? And today is definitely, as Sam Tripoli would say, touchy subjects. So the only thing that I ask is that everybody be cool with each other. Everyone's welcome to this channel. The only people who are not welcome into this channel is if, like, you're into some, like, weird fucking black magic to where you're sacrificing and raping babies and shit. That's the only people religiously that are not welcome to this channel. But politics, left and right, are welcome. Christian, non-Christian, everyone's welcome. The only thing I ask is that where it is touchy subject today, and I probably am a different perspective than a lot of you, just be respectful to me and be respectful to other commenters. Otherwise, your comment will get deleted. That's strike one. Strike two will be, I'll block you. And if I just keep seeing chaos, I will just shut the comments off altogether. 3 strikes, everyone's out. You know. All right. I love you all. Y'all have a good day.